Rukshani?
Rukshani, we just had a letter. Rukshana or Rukshani?
I'm Rukshani. I don't know who Rukshana is.
Oh, okay, no worries. So we just had a letter for you from the Assistant Commissioner. So it's literally just, I'm trying to have a conversation with you. Can you not put it in my face?
No, I have to put up to
That's fine, you just don't have to put it up in my face, that's all.
Okay,
well,
how should I do this?
Yeah, that's fine. I just don't want to like up here, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just a letter from you from our
So, shall we
Yeah,
let the
of course.
person pass? Yeah.
Sorry, I'm putting this so that's for you from our Assistant Commissioner. It's literally just to tell you about tomorrow. Obviously, you're planning a protest? Or you're part of a protest? Yeah, okay, so that's just explaining about.
I've literally not been to a protest this year.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying this is just from that's just from the Assistant Commissioner, Mr. Cornelius. So that's for you to read. It's pretty much just strongly advising you guys to not come into the city tomorrow in breach of the trade directions and in breach of coming into the 5K radius. That's all it is.
Hi everyone, Rukshan here, and as you just saw, Victoria Police just came to my house. When I wasn't home, I'd gone to walk my dog, and they came and served a letter to my wife, which was addressed to, here's a letter, Rukshano Fernando. So I don't know who Rukshano Fernando is, because that's definitely not me. My name is Rukshan, but yeah, they've got Rukshano Fernando. So I don't know, that's definitely not me. Look, they've come. I'm going to read some of this letter as well at some point, but this is the lowdown. So they've come to my house, and I think in some of that video you would have seen they're telling my wife about organizing protests and attending protests. Now, I've never ever organized a protest or a rally. I have attended many in the as my role as an independent media to cover them, and you would have seen many of my videos that. Even one last night, I attended one for the purpose of documenting it for historical record and also for current affairs and for news. It's what I do. It's my job. I have a registered business as an independent online journalist, and you know it's my passion. It's what I do, and it's what I love to do. And it's actually part of my livelihood now as well. So I have police officers coming to my house in the dead of night. An independent journalist, a content creator that has nothing to do at all with organizing protests or doing anything like that. All I do is document and capture them and present them as I see it. I have the police, the Victoria Police, coming to the house and pretty much threatening that I will be charged for inciting. Now, I don't know how, how it's come to the point where we're living in a country where people who are journalists or people who are in the media who are covering these events can somehow be called, inciters for just covering what people are doing. I'm out there showing the anger. I'm out there showing the passion of the people in Melbourne who are opposed to some of the draconian measures which are happening in our state right now. A lot of the time I share different views to what they're actually talking about, but I want to show what they're saying. Just like Channel 7, just like Channel 9, just like all the other media outlets get to do as well, because they'll be there at whichever protest these policemen are talking about. They'll be there to cover it, and then they'll show it on the TV with their own spin. I'm there as an independent journalist, as a reporter, showing it, in my way, in a way that I believe is not biased or filtered by, the fake news media. Now, for that, should I be punished? And for that, should police be coming to my fucking house and serving letters to my wife about me not attending some future protests? I mean, it is ridiculous. I'm not in China. I'm not in North Korea. This is fucking Australia. We have democracy. We have freedom. We have freedom of the press. We have, the right for our voices to be heard, especially for those voices who are relaying the news to the people. There's certain protections for people that relay information and relay news, and there's certain things that the police can't do to stop that from happening. Now, over the past year, there has been instances where I've filmed the police doing things which I think are abuses of human rights, which I think is moments where they've gone too far. I've filmed those things, I've documented those things, and I've showed them, and I will continue to do that. And to think that the police, Luke Cornelius, who's apparently this letter is from Luke Cornelius himself, To think that they can come to the house of a reporter, an independent journalist in Australia, and threaten them to not show up and document what's going to happen at a future event, that is just ridiculous. I come from a part of the world where journalists and people like me that do the kind of work that we do get picked up late at night in vans and shot dead and kidnapped on all sorts of nonsense. And I'm blessed to be in Australia because I don't believe that we live in such a country where these things are possible. And to think that the police today in Victoria are again, with this 7-day snap lockdown, resorting to these type of tactics to try to suppress this information from coming out is crazy. It is what it is. If people are out there protesting, if people are out there angry with the government and the media happens to cover it and show it for what it is, that's what it is. The government, the police, they have to deal with the consequences of their stupid decisions. They have to deal with the consequences of the screw-ups in hotel quarantine. They have to deal with all these consequences. That's the responsibility of being in government, and that's the responsibility of being in the police force, is to deal with such consequences. But then to stop the media, to stop people like me, to stop independent journalists from actually reporting on these things in a fair and balanced way is totally un-Australian, it's totally ridiculous, and it is probably, definitely it is illegal. These people should not be coming to my house. They should be not coming to the house of someone who is a journalist or a reporter covering them, to threaten them. That is an abuse of police power, and they've gone just way too far. I'm not going to let this stuff intimidate me, because one of the reasons that I started doing this kind of work was because I wanted to get out there and actually see what was happening, what these people were saying, and I wanted to report on that. My business was shattered by the lockdowns last time, and even by the lockdowns now, this 7-day lockdown, it shatters my other business as well. So I do this work. I've registered to do this work, and I do it as a passion, okay? And I do it, I don't break any laws. I've done everything properly. I've got all the, I've registered properly. I've done all those things. I have my COVID safe plan. I have all this nonsense they want us to have to be able to do this work. And I am no different than a reporter from Channel 7, Channel 9, and Channel 10. And how dare Luke Cornelius and his goons from the Victoria Police come to my house with these weird random letters and make these random dodgy accusations. If they can't take the heat, if they can't take the fact that people are watching them and putting pressure on them, so be it. But don't you dare come to our houses and interrupt us at night time, in our own personal time, in our private time, when we've broken no laws, when we've done nothing wrong, and do this kind of nonsense. So, yeah, this letter, they can get screwed. I'm going to read some of this letter now. Let me just open it. So again, to Ruxano Fernando, that's not me. I don't know if that's even valid. They didn't even serve me. But what does the letter say? Dear protest organizer attendee, I write to highlight the current health restrictions that apply in the state of Victoria under the state of emergency, as I am aware you intend to organize or participate in a public gathering protest on Saturday, 29th May 2021. And then it lists off all the, as of so-and-so and clause 4, and just lists some of the act and the reasons why. Now, doing media work, doing journalism, doing independent journalism, that's a permitted reason to leave home. So I will be leaving home to do that kind of work. I will not let the police intimidate me from doing my job, which is keeping them accountable by doing my media work, by doing my journalism. If they have a problem with that, sure, they can come arrest me, they can come charge me with incitement or whatever it is. But I'm no protest organizer. I've never organized a rally. I've never told anyone to attend anything. All I've ever done is go and do my job and do my work, and I will continue to do that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the support.